this is how you use Spanish adjectives. Spanish adjectives are a little bit more complex than in English, but it's not hard. The main things you have to know is that they almost always come after the noun they're describing. They have to agree in gender and they have to agree in number. If you don't know what any of that means, I'm about to explain right now. So let's start with it has to come after the noun. So when I say it has to come after the noun, you do that when you're trying to literally describe what something is. La casa blanca, el perro azul, las nubes negras. So in all these sentences, you are literally describing what the noun is. And like I said, 99% of the time, this is where you put all the adjectives in Spanish. Now, with that being said, there are certain adjectives or certain cases where you put the adjective before the noun. Por ejemplo, la gran cosa, mi viejo amigo, un mal rato. In the examples I just gave, you're not literally describing what the thing is. You're describing a quality of the thing. For example, la gran cosa is describing that something is big in the figurative sense, it's grand. Viejo amigo, you're not saying that your friend is old, you're saying it's a long-time friend. Viejo amigo. Or mal rato, you're saying that the time is bad, but not bad in a literal sense. Bad in more as like, it's a bad time, I don't like this time that I'm passing. So basically, when adjectives come after the noun, it's being literal. When they come before a noun, it's more figurative. And usually, when the adjective ends in a consonant, that usually means that it has to come before the noun. Usually, not all the time. Now, the second point I mentioned, it has to agree in gender. So Spanish has masculine and feminine gender. Masculine nouns usually end in O or E. Feminine nouns usually end in A. So adjectives are the same way. Masculine adjectives usually end in O or E. Feminine adjectives usually end in A. Occasionally, some adjectives don't have the ending, it just ends in a consonant. But those are the exceptions you just have to memorize. In most cases, just know that you got to change the ending of an adjective so it can match the noun. Here's some examples. La mujer bella, el hombre guapo, la calle gris. And finally, they have to agree in number. So Spanish nouns, just like in English, could be plural or they could be singular. The Spanish adjectives could also be plural or singular. Here's some examples. Las casas grandes o la casa grande. El cómico chistoso o los cómicos chistosos. Las personas inteligentes o la persona inteligente. So remember, with Spanish adjectives, 99% of the time, they come after the noun. And if they come before the noun, that usually means that you're describing something figurative. And they also have to agree in gender and number. And that's it for Spanish adjectives.